Here we go. Prevailations, episode 3-1.
3-1.
Okay. We are Sean and Danny from Prevail Strength and Fitness, Prevailations podcast, Prevail Adventure Club, Lean Strength Nutrition, ultra marathoning, nutrition coaching, 10 plus years of gym ownership.
Yep.
All those things.
And a little bit of photography.
A little bit of photography, and then recently, parents.
Parents.
To a 4-month-old squishy thing.
Baby. She's not 4 months yet. Don't rush it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
She's 3.5.
There we go. Depends how you consider a month.
Oh, gosh. We're not going to get into this. It's like time zones.
Okay. Today we're going to talk about a unique and intentional thing about Prevail. Even though she hates it when I call things unique, which there's nothing else like Prevail, so everything is unique.
Yes, I get what you're saying. I think everybody feels like their own thing is unique, though, in their own way.
Well,
now, I really do think that Prevail's programming and small group is way different than anyone else, so it is unique. But it just, when you say that word,
but every person who owns a Orange Theory franchise doesn't have a unique thing about each one of their franchises.
No, but now that we're parents, I feel like we're going to think she is so unique. And I'm sure every parent thinks their kid is so unique in their own way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they are. Well, I don't know.
Anyways, keep going.
Okay. Let's talk about
the
3 styles a day at Prevail.
We have 3 styles of days.
Currently.
Yes.
Because this is December of 2025. Things do change. Which got to come into part of this is like the background behind how this got to where it is.
Okay.
Let's see. Prevail's been around since 2014.
Okay.
Since 2014 until now, we have constantly been experimenting and playing with delivery methods, program methods, styles of days, intention behind like different blocks of programs, durations, all those things. All from the sense of like, are we serving our students the best possible way? Right. And when you're thinking about best possible way, which you're thinking about results, which could be another podcast where we could just talk about what do results mean, because I think that's a really kind of gross word in the fitness industry. Right?
Okay.
Anyways, I'll stay on track.
Okay.
One of the things that we've done when you come into a group environment, every group environment is running off of a basically like a template of a program that everyone who's in the room is doing something very, very similar. Inside of the group, you've got these 2 tracks. You've got one track to where there's like classes, and that's stuff you see at like Crunch and Golds and Lifetime, where it's a literally like choreographed class. So if you think of like most yoga-esque sessions, body pump and all those, there's 1,000 names of them. The instructor is doing one thing. All the people on the floor are doing that thing, right? And you go back and forth.
Yes.
Right. So it's like PE class, basically. Like, do 100 jump jacks. Cool. Do 100 push-ups. Cool. Okay. So there's that one style of class to where there's there might be some like structure to the day, but there's no structure from the week to week to week or month to month to month. Okay. That's a class-based, right? Then you've got like session-based, which people use those words interchangeably. It's more like there's a plan for today, but it's in consideration of the other day or the other week or the month. Okay, so then there's some brands who lean into that a little bit, and there's some who kind of like float the line between the two. You know what I'm saying? So if you go somewhere and they're like, oh, they've got, whatever. They've got dance class, sweat class. They've got quote-unquote lift class. They have glute class. They have blink class. Those are all living independent of themselves. They're not living in a system that's considerate of every other piece. It's just like going to a buffet and just randomly eating a bunch of things with no real like one style of food. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's on the group side. All right. Now, the other part on the group side is that, and I'm saying that compared to like personal training, which we've always done forever and ever and ever and ever, is you have to modulate between giving enough structure and system to where there's progress and progressive overload, so you have repeating sessions, and on the other side, you're fighting schedule, variety, entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lean into one side too much, you have no progress.
Okay.
Because there's not enough structure or system to create demand that's going to make you stronger, build muscle, get you more conditioned.
The random classes.
Right, the
like
random classes.
The dance, the lift, the glute, the kickboxing, whatever, right?
And so you kind of have to figure out between those two things, which way do we want to lean? Now, early back in the years ago, we leaned so hard into system and structure that we had to take out the structure. We had to sacrifice the flexibility and variety in order to have so much system and structure. And that's when we had our like ABC schedule. So Monday, Tuesday was the A workout. Wednesday, Thursday was B. Friday, Saturday was C. We'd run 8-week program to where the A workout, Monday and Tuesday, was the same workout for 8 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Which, from a programming design side,
really good programming.
It's phenomenal programming. It's highly intentional, and it creates the best results.
Yeah.
Right? But on the flip side, unless you're like a wildly disciplined type A, kind of like...
Or your goal is just like very specific.
Right, or you have a very specific goal, it becomes very hard to maintain. Right? That's like if you take like a running program. Usually a running program's like 3 days a week. And you do the same thing for these Mondays, you do the same thing for these Wednesdays, same things for Fridays. But no one's running an ABC program like that the same way all year long.
Right.
It's seasonal.
Yeah.
And so we ran into that with Prevail. We're like, okay, this produces great results, but from the flexibility, are we really letting students win because it's so structured?
Right.
You miss one Monday or one Tuesday, and then the whole thing kind of falls apart.
Yeah, you're out of town Monday, Tuesday, and then you miss the day A, and then...
Right. And there's been other programs to where they'll do like every Monday's leg day, or every Tuesday is upper body day, or every Thursday is conditioning, and every Wednesday is strength.
Yeah.
The problem with those super strict schedules is the same thing when you zoom out, and you're like, man, I never made a Monday or Tuesday for the last 4 weeks. I missed out on 20% of the programming.
Missed out on all my legs.
Right. So that's not really good in the long term either.
Right.
And when we're looking at our programming, we're looking like there's winning the hour from entertainment.
Okay.
Right. And then there's winning the month for progress. And you can't win both all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like a spin class is like winning the hour, but it's not winning the month in progress. So if that's what you value, then that's great. So for a long time, we ran 3 styles of programs where we'd run a traditional like strength conditioning program. You'd see at any kind of collegiate, whatever. It'd be 4 weeks of strength training, 4 weeks of muscular training, 4 weeks of conditioning trainer, and be tapered out through, right? We did a little bit of mix and match to where like they would flip-flop. So dorky, science. But what we found was that was still running off of too much structure. So the way we came to our lift, build, and hybrid days is we take, there's like lifting programs to just get stronger. There's build programs to just work on muscle hypertrophy. So single joint, bicep, tricep stuff. And then there's like strength and conditioning programs to where you're kind of like energy systems and you're kind of like, you're doing a little bit of everything. So that'd be a standalone session to where that's where most group fitness, CrossFit is kind of in this world of like, I'm going to hit some strength. I'm going to hit some conditioning every time I come in.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you're spending over 50% of your time working on one and the other. So week after week after week after week, you're still spending 50% of your time on strength, 50% of your time on conditioning. In Prevail, we wanted to spend more of our time working on strength and muscle and less conditioning. Because we just didn't feel like that's the need that we want to. If you want more conditioning, just go do some cardio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because we believe in cardio, but we don't believe that we should be the people delivering it. All the time. We feel like the skill set that's the hardest for most people to understand is high quality street training and muscular training. So we want to spend more time doing that than doing conditioning, which is why the vast majority of our program is focused on muscle and strength work. Because that's what we focus on. That's what we want Prevail to accomplish. Right. So, have I lost you?
No. Muscle strength.
Making sense?
Yes.
So that's why we have 3 styles of days that are definitively different than the other one.
Yep.
Because we want someone to not think every time I'm coming in, I'm getting the same template. I'm not, okay, it's not like I'm doing some strength, some muscle, and some conditioning every single time I come in.
Right.
You come in, you're like, this is a lift day. Today, I'm spending all my time working on getting stronger.
Yes.
Right? I'm coming in for a build day. I'm spending my entire hour just working on muscular development.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a hybrid day is like, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of strength and muscle work, and then I'm going to do some sort of conditioning work.
Right.
So every time you come in, you're definitively going to know, oh, I'm 100% just working on getting stronger, which is going to allow for the result
Mm-hmm.
of like, I want to measurably get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have to be spending quite a bit of very specific and designed time just to that.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in muscular stuff. If I want to really improve my whatever arms and glutes, I've got to be spending a lot of time just on that to get it done.
Yeah.
But we don't want to say, well, let's just work like muscle and glutes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And
Right.
to get all the time for those 2 things, because on a group side, that becomes really hard, because if you miss a Wednesday, then the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
So you have to like toggle between structure and flexibility.
Yeah.
And you need a little bit of both. And we do believe that at Prevail, we've probably got one of the best systems in order to get stronger, build muscle inside of a group template.
Yeah.
We've been experimenting for a decade to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we have those 3 styles of days.
Yeah.
What else about the 3 style of days do you think you've never been in Prevail would you want to know about? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're looking outside in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think on like if I'm looking outside in.
Because
so like I guess like how much cardio would I get in a week?
Okay.
In theory.
Okay. That's a good question.
Like if I came 3 days.
Okay. Now, the rotation of the 3 styles of days are different every week on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
When you zoom out to the quarter, there's an even amount on every single day by the time you get to the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
But every week, if you're coming in 3 days a week, 1 week you might get 2 lifts and 1 build. And the next week you might get one lift, one build,
1 hybrid.
1 hybrid,
Yeah.
right? So over those 2 weeks, you've seen 1 day of conditioning.
Mm-hmm. And that conditioning day is only half of that day.
Right.
It's not even the full day of conditioning.
Right. But you could come in the next week and see 2 hybrids and 1 build and have 2 parts conditioning and then 1 part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you zoom out, you will get an even amount of all 3 styles over the quarter. But week to week to week, that ratio is going to change, which we do believe that's one of the reasons that we get such phenomenal progress with our strength and muscle gains is because of forced variety on top of consistency.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like the delta 20 principle of like forced variety within same pattern. So if similar, looks same, feels different. Okay. Anyways, I'll stay on track with that.
Okay. If I'm outsider looking in.
So every week is a different pattern of those days,
Uh-huh.
which that's how we build variety into progression.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will see sessions repeat themselves inside of a quarter, which is very unique to group fitness.
Yeah.
The other part is every week is going to look different, even though when you zoom out to the quarter, you've actually repeated things multiple times.
Okay.
Right. So your Monday is rarely ever going to look like the same Monday. I think it happens 2 times a quarter where a same exact workout happens to fall on the same exact day.
So how much cardio will I be getting?
Over the quarter?
No, like
In total?
like in a 2-week block.
You'll be getting anywhere from the maximum would be 40 minutes.
Okay.
To minimum would be 0 minutes.
Okay.
So on average, you'll get 0 to 40 minutes of conditioning a week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess I've always worked out to keep my heart rate up the whole time during workouts. Will I still have, if I'm not doing conditioning in my workouts, will I still have an elevated heart rate?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's 2 parts to that. 1, we used to have heart rate monitors in the gym. We got rid of them because it was a distraction from the goal. But 2, having your heart rate up is one. We think that that's important for progress of fat loss, which it has no correlation. Two, it is a little bit of like it's a instant gratification of like, oh, I know I did something. I have heart rate up.
Okay.
There's two different ways heart rates can get up. You can get it from an aerobic or anaerobic, like repeated bout thing, to where you have a conditioning effect or heart rate. The other part is when you have a load to the body, you can have an increased heart rate. So if you do a heavy set of back squats, you're going to have an increased heart rate, but that's not the same conditioning effect as doing like a sprint with the increased heart rate.
Okay.
So you will see an increased heart rate on build days for sure, hybrid days for sure. Lift days, you will see it in bouts, but it's not really, it's not the point, right? Because the point is the load on the bar.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you do a true heavy firearm deadlift, you're going to have an elevated heart rate, but you have to have a rest time to repeat it.
Okay.
So hybrid days, for sure, you're going to feel that way. The other days, on build days, you'll get there, definitely. Yeah. Lift days, it's rare that you're going to get that feeling.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else somebody else would ask on the outside looking.
Yeah. I would say our lift days are our most attended sessions, which is kind of like backwards to the rest of the industry where everyone's like searching for heart rate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people who come from like CrossFits and boot camps cannot stand the amount of low heart rate days we have.
Yeah.
Because we have high load days, which is different than the high heart rate days.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal. Like, do you measurably want to get and feel stronger in and outside the gym? Well, then you need to take very specific time working on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I was outside looking in.
Yeah. So since I'm not doing any cardio, does that mean I'm not going to lose any weight?
Well, I was going to say, like, if my goal is to lose weight and then build muscle, like, would this work for me right now, or should I focus on cardio first and then join your program?
Right. That's a very good question, and it's a very normal thing to think. We've been programmed to think that cardio is the only way to lose weight, and it's just not true. We've had students lose 50, 60, 80 pounds inside of the program. We've had people gain lots of muscle. We've had, lots relative. I would say that Prevail is the best at body composition, like literally like replacing fat tissue with muscle tissue. The system does that the best. We also have had people who've lost 50 or 60 pounds of fat and never in that process never lost any muscle. And that's the hard part about a conditioning based program, is you can say, I'm going to push really hard into doing a ton of cardio, calorie restriction, because I want to see the scale move. But in doing that, you almost always sacrifice muscle along the way. So you really think about on the calorie in, calorie out, energy in, energy out. It's about movement to make that change. It's not about the type of movement you're doing. So if you pick 4 hours of exercise to do, it doesn't really matter the type of exercise you do in just pure weight loss. So if I have 4 hours of cardio versus 4 hours of strength, my results are the same when I'm taking the considerations to all of my like nutrition habits, stress, sleep side. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you choose 4 days of cardio or 4 days of strength training. One of those two is not going to increase your odds or result in weight loss. One of them will increase your odds of muscle gain or muscle retention plus strength gain plus all the other positive benefits of lots of strength training. Now, if you say I have a running goal, well, that's different. But if I have a weight loss goal, it doesn't matter. And if anything, we see better long-term results from weight loss when you have a sustainable and enjoyable strength training routine.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else people would ask.
Lift, build, and hybrid days.
Lift, build, and hybrid.
We do get like since we have on a rotation every week, people do ask like, well, should I be hitting a certain one?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like what if my schedule is weird? I don't want to like miss a build or a lift day during this week, or like what if I hit 2 hybrid days?
Yeah. And that's a really good question because we're always thinking on a 7-day window. But if you 2 parts, it doesn't matter. Your schedule matters more than the style of day. So you hitting 3 sessions a week consistently matters the most to the program.
Okay.
Not, I have to hit a certain perfect style of 3 days.
Right.
Now, if you say, I have 100% control of my schedule, I have no problem hitting whatever amount of session notes I have, I want to improve my conditioning the most.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well then I would prioritize hitting 2 hybrids every single week to get the most out of conditioning work. Right? If you were to say, I want to increase my muscle mass the most, I would hit the 2 build days every time, right?
When I can control my schedule, yeah.
If I can. And same thing on strength. If all I want to do is get stronger, then I would definitely hit the 2 lift. But the 3rd and 4th session I do outside of that doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Because as long as you're getting that consistency of those 2x a week, you're going to get that result. If you come in 3 days a week and you just come in no matter what days it is, 3 days a week, over the quarter, you're going to get an equal balance of all sessions.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And when it comes to your results, if you're like, I want to move better, I want to be stronger, I want to lose some weight, I want to build some muscle, your consistency in the gym is going to dictate those results more than the style of day you come to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're like, I only make 2 days a week because I only come into lift days and I'm not getting the results I want, well, add in a 3rd day. It doesn't matter which style of day it is.
Right.
Add in a 4th day. It doesn't matter which style it is. Maybe after, I would say the only time this really happens is, let's say you get to your 200th session.
Okay.
Then you're like, I'm not getting as strong as I want. I'm coming in 3 days a week. Okay. You really need to make sure that other day is definitely, like, you're always hitting 2 lift days every single week, no matter what. I don't feel like I'm still getting out of breath going up the stairs. Okay. You really need to focus that 2 of those 4 are hybrid every single time you come in.
Yeah.
And that's after like 2+ years of Prevail. Does that really start to matter?
Yeah.
But in the first year or 2, it does not matter. You're going to get this. You're going to get good results from attending sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. She's rumbling around.
I'm trying to think what else.
The baby is rumbling around. We have 8 minutes to talk about lift, build, and hybrid days. I think one thing is like, if I come to more hybrid days, will I get better fat loss results? No.
Right, but you will get better at conditioning.
You'll get better at becoming conditioned, right?
I think another thing is like this is the first time you're hearing about Prevail and listening to this. And we repeat workouts. How do you keep track of that? We have binders and we have sheets of every quarter. So some people might not like to take notes, and that's fine. You don't have to.
Nope.
It's not required.
Nope.
But if you want to, then that way, if you're kind of being serious and you're like, yeah, I really do want to measure my progress and strength and build my muscle, then you write down your weights you use. And then the next time you see it, when you come in, you already have notes. And you can pick those weights back up, or you can go heavier that week.
Yeah. We want to, there are some people inside the system who never take any notes ever, and the system still creates results for them because of their consistency. Yeah. There are other people who love all the notes. They love all the details. They love the program. They love the strength training. They love the strength week, and they love every single bit of detail. That's the best part about the system too, is the flexibility. Yeah. Is that if you just want to come in and get a great solid workout in, that's going to happen. Yeah. Great. If you want to come in and know exactly what's going on, measure and track everything, and have measurable results every quarter, that's there for you too. Yeah.
Like, I never take notes, but I know what weights I live around during sessions. So it's different.
That comes with experience.
Comes later. Yeah.
I mean, you get so many years into this, you kind of just have a really good idea of like, okay, this is where things are.
But a lot of people love the note taking.
Which
and
they should.
It sounds scary at first, like looking at it if you've never done it before, but like it's really cool to look back at the beginning of a program to the end and be like, oh, I was like squatting 100 pounds and now I'm squatting 150 pounds or whatever it is.
Yeah. The best part about note taking and the mental bandwidth is, if it's the first time you see a session and it's week 2 of the program or whatever it is, and it says grab, I don't know, cable row by 8 to 12 repetitions, and you spend 3 sets to figure out, okay, my weight is 50 pounds. Perfect. That's awesome. Love that. Right? Yeah. So the next time you see a row, your set 1 can start with that weight. And that's the hands down. That's the best thing about progressive overload and note taking, is that you don't have to figure it out every single time you come into the gym.
Yeah.
Where you're taking half your sets in exploration and half your sets in actual work.
Yeah.
Which is, it's great when you see a new pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're doing that every single time we're coming in, then we're not getting as much of the program as we could.
Yeah. Okay, so if I want to join and it's in the middle of a program or the end of a program, is that okay?
Yeah, because your baseline is still 0. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter when you start, you're still going to get progress because you're going from 0 into the Prevail process regardless of the week of the program. Well, she made a little bit of noise. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else between the lift and... I would say when we say lift, and there's lots of programs out there that say they have a strength day and a cardio day.
Yeah.
In our world...
Yeah, describe the lift, build, and...
A strength day is repetitions less than 10 with high rest times. So you're going to rest more than you work on a lift day. Mm-hmm. You're going to hit high loads.
You're going to need that rest, though, if you're going heavy enough.
From a central nervous system response, right? Unlike another type of strength workout to where you're in a negative rest and you're just going through the motions. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're lifting weights. We have another podcast about lifting weights versus strength training. Mm-hmm. Then you have another day where it's just like cardio-based movements, but it's still at a negative rest. You're doing a phenomenal job of moving through space for that day. Mm-hmm. But you cannot expect strength results from that, right? And the same thing from bodybuilding. If you're not hitting enough volume, ooh, there we go. We made it. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. As you can hear, AJ, she's bummed because she's not on the podcast. That's what she is. She wants to give us our opinions. Okay. Build day, lift day, hybrid day. Build day is going to be high repetitions, 10 to 20 plus. It's going to be single joint, bicep, tricep, glutes, big patterns. Lift days are going to be only big patterns, and they're going to be heavy, sub 10 reps. And then hybrid days are going to be a mix and match of all that. So you're going to see repetitions from 5 to 15 on the lifting part, and then you're going to see some sort of 20-minute bout of conditioning intervals. And almost always all of our conditioning is done in interval work and not just like 20 minutes of shitty cardio. We want a result from everything we're doing inside the program. So that's what the hybrid days are there for. There you go. We'll kind of wrap that up. Build, lift, hybrid. We have 2 different ways that you can experience Prevail as a trial. So if you're like, cool, I would really love to see what that feels like to see every one of these sessions. We have a 3 for 43. That's 3 sessions to reserve over 17 days. And so you can look at the schedule and be like, cool, this is what I'm going to hit build, this is what I'm going to lift, and this is what I'm going to hit hybrid. And that can give you really good data to be like, oh, this is something I would like to see more of, and I would like to get into a membership. That's really good for someone who's already consistently exercising. We have another one that's a 6-week package, and that is Power Pack. We have another episode on that. And then you move into about 30-ish days of group to where you'll naturally see all 3 styles a day. And then at the end of that 6 weeks, you can be like, okay, this is how I feel. Did I enjoy this? Did I like the cadence? Did I like the style? Did I like the people? And this is something I want to move into like a regular membership. So that's your 2 ways of experiencing these 3 styles of sessions. Third way is obviously just to come in and sign up, and then you can do it for months and months and months and months. Either one of those is up to you. If you want clarity on which of those are the best for you, reach out, comment below, send us a DM on Instagram, get on our website. There's plenty of ways to opt in on the website, and we'll shoot you in the right direction. And of course, we'd always love to meet you in studio, talk about things, and deep dive into what your results are, what you want your results to be, and whether or not Prevail would be the greatest tool for you to use to get those results. Sean, Danny_Prevail on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys.